What it do, baby? Welcome to the Insane Army. Thank you guys for liking if you're liking, watching if you're watching, and subscribing if you're subscribing. What secret rare do we play if we don't want to spend a lot of money? A lot of decks, if you just take that secret rare out, they're pretty inexpensive, right? Like, maybe a deck is what, $40, $50? But it has to go with like a $200 secret rare. Sometimes if you just take away the secret rare, you're just saving like $200, right? And most of the people that play this game are like 30 years old. It's like, we're budgeting, we're adults now. So, but here's the thing. I feel like a lot of these new decks, like the Yellow Majin Vegeta, Black Cumber, you don't have to use the secret rares that come in this set. I mean, they're really good, but I just want to show you guys the cheapest secret rares that you can get in this game that are also like really good, okay? And so I saw someone on Facebook post a question. It was one of our Vegeta Insane Army friends on Facebook, and he goes, hey guys, which of these secret rares should I use for this deck that I'm building? And it was like Blue Oob and like Baby Hatch and like a shitty secret rare that was really cheap, but it was shitty. And I'm like, how's this a question, bro? Like, Hatch, you know what I mean? Fucking Baby Hatch again. So it's I'm just gonna make a quick video of SCRs that are good. They have to be good, but are also really cheap. Okay, I'm looking right now at my favorite one of this whole list. This is my favorite one. It costs a quarter. A Jawbreaker. This is nothing. It costs 25 cents. But Frank, is it good? Yeah, it's fucking good. I'm making a video about it. I have like 7 to show you guys, but this is one. It's a 1-drop. It costs 1, right? Now it costs 7, but you reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each card in your drop area with an energy cost of 1. So if you have 6 1-drops in a drop, you can play this guy for 1. It's a 1-drop 35k deflect blocker. And he cannot be removed by skills, okay? Like, if you're, even if it's warped, if it's KO'd, if it's like any sort of skill, does not touch this card. It's like, it's better than barrier in a lot of ways. So what he does is he's like an infinite blocker. Every time you activate this card's blocker skill, you can switch it to active mode again, and it gets minus 5k for the turn. So for 1 energy, you get like a blocker that you're going to use like 4 times a turn. And in yellow, it's really good. So if you're, by the way, any yellow deck can use this card, because every yellow deck needs 1-drops. Like, okay, the new Gogeta deck, or Vegito that's coming out, okay, that deck has the 1-drop fucking the Kai, and the 1-drop Vegeta, and the 1-drop what's the name of the Hercule? It has a bunch of by the way, forget the battle cards, extra cards count. Vegeta's Final Flash, Black Kamehameha, like every yellow deck is playing 1-drops, like, you know what I mean? So, and if you're not, you're playing the extra cards that make riposte, you know, live, right? So you're playing 1-drops. This card is so stupid. And then your opponent's gonna be like, okay, you're blocking with it, and then you're blocking again, and they're like, how many times can I block with it? You're like, until it dies. Like, it's gonna block infinitely almost. And in yellow, you only need this to block like twice for the opponent to like want to kill themselves, because it's so good. Like, it's such an impenetrable wall. You put this behind like Steadfast and like Riposte, like, it's really good. And it's 25 cents. So if you want to build Majin Vegeta, for example, yellow, and you're like, oh, I don't want to build it because, like, yeah, I can buy the SR. Yeah, I can buy the deck for, like, $30, but the secret rare is, like, going for whatever amount of money it is. Or I don't want to get Piccolo Gohan. Or I don't want to get whatever, you know. Get this. This is so good. Like, it's fucking, at worst, it's a 1-drop 35k that you're going to swing with, you know. So, moving on to another one. This is if you're playing yellow. If you're playing blue, okay, Baby Hatch is now $16. It's $16, ladies and gentlemen. Gone are the days where this card was like $300. I remember people discussing about this card needing to get banned. Now, by the way, Bandai's done an incredibly good job at making blue secret rares that are relevant. Because when Baby Hatch got made, I'm like, whoa. Bandai is never again gonna be able to make a blue secret rare, because this is like the best one. And I couldn't fathom them making... And then they made They made the Goku that was really good, and then they made the Gohan. That's really good, and then now they made the 21. That's really good, right? So they're great offensive secret rares, which is sweet. But I still think that Baby Hatch is still my favorite one, just because like you just fucking end the turn, bro. That's it. It's free. You play it, you end the turn. You drop a card from hand, but it's it, dude. Like the turn's over. What was I gonna say? $16. It shouldn't be $16, but this is like the reprint. Which, by the way, I like this, dude. When I got this reprint art, and I gave my buddy my old one. I like the reprint art better. Wakanda Forever. Look at the pose. This is my favorite. I think it's the best blue secret rare. I mean, I know Gohan's broken. I'm an idiot. I just like blue having like an unbeatable floodgate. I just think that's sweet. Yeah, Gohan might be better. I don't know, but I think this is right with it. You know what I mean? Okay, $16. If you want to build a blue deck, and you're like, oh man, I don't have $300 for Gohan, dude, get Baby Hatch. Drop $16. What is this? A Big Mac with the fucking apple pie or some shit? Like $16. Drop it. Drop it. Alright, this is now crossing into the territory of my spicy. $32. A little more expensive, right? But if you want to play, oh dude, this this is such a good card, bro. Like I'm so. Here's what this card does. Okay, now a lot of people play Tyrannical Blow. What's the yellow card? T-Blow, the card that's a 1-drop extra card in yellow, right? And what it does is it cold bloodlusts something coming in. So if they have like a floodgate, if they hit you with like Topo or like Riposte, and you Tyrannical Blow it, it like denies its skill. This card is that, but in a secret rare. And I think that not enough yellow decks use this card, and it's my favorite. It's so good. So it's 40k critical. Okay, so at worst, it's a 40k crit, right? It's a counterplay. It has deflect, by the way, which is the best part. So you play this card, and you choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and you put it under this card. And the battle card being played has its skills negated for the turn. So if you have 3 or more energy, you reduce it by 7. So, dude, if you have like an insane card in rest mode on your opponent's side, like Slug, and then your opponent riposts your first swing, you can just play this, grab Slug, ignoring barrier, put it under your, remove it, right? Put it under, absorb it, and then riposte, just negate the skills. And now they don't have a floodgate. It's insane removal, insane counterplay. For 1 energy, it's 40k, and it's, by the way, it's critical. Oh, and by the way, one of my, maybe my favorite art in the game, not so much the artwork, but like, look at the honeycomb. It looks beautiful live. The golden honeycomb on it looks so sweet. You want to build a yellow deck, but you don't want to buy Gohan Piccolo, bro, drop $32. But my guy, this is fucking sick, dude. This card's so sick. You know what's funny about this card? When anytime you play this card, bro, I fucking mean every time, your opponent will, and I promise you, pick it up and read it, dude. When your opponent, by the way, no better compliment when you're a card player than when your opponent picks up your card and goes like, what? You know what I mean? Like, dude, when you play especially if it's a spicy card, bro, and they pick it up, they're like, wait, what the fuck? They're like, yo, what? Like, you tell them what the effect is, and they can't believe it. They're fucking, so usually, the counterplay, they believe, but then, like, the barrier removal, they're like, wait, let me see, and they pick it up, they're like, what? And they're looking at it, compliment. My compliments to Z-Chef. Not enough people play this card. My friends that are close to me know I have a, like, I'm bricked up for this card. I have a hard one for this card. Let's be real. $32. Come on, like, if I got mine. Y'all can get yours. Next is Supreme Time Brainwashed. This card has no business being $37. Okay, if you don't want to buy Cumber, which is really good. If you don't want to buy whatever the fuck else you're gonna get for 1 black energy, you can play this card. See how it says 40,000? Yeah, like my ex. It's lying. It's 50,000. It's a servant. Okay, so you play it for 1. If you have 3 or more energy, you swing for 50k double strike. Okay, good luck. and then you pay one, and then guess what? You just floodgated your opponent. You just had a great turn. For 2 energy, you just swung at them for 50k double strike. You hate to see it. And then for the other energy, you remove this card, and then your opponent for the next turn, they can't attack with battle cards or unison cards unless they choose one card in their life and place it in their drop areas each time they attack. They're gonna get 1 leader swing next turn, and if they want to attack, good, crit a life, bitch. This card is nuts, and I get like nobody plays it. Like nobody, again, nobody. I mean, that's not true. That's not true. I've seen people play this card a little more than like what I like to call, this is the transgender SCR, because you get the boy taking a girl, and then he becomes a girl boy. I'm okay with that. I'm supportive of it. Transgender SCR, the motherfucking OG. Nobody plays that one. This one, a few people play it, and it's not so underrated, but it is pretty cheap at $37 fucking dollars. I think you should pick it up, or you're a bitch. Now, this card is probably the worst card I'm going to talk about, but it has a good enough effect to be like, hold up. You know what I mean? And it's also so cheap that I need to talk about it. It's $3. It's a $3 card. I got to talk about it. Now, it is pretty good. The effect is surprisingly good. The only reason I'm hesitant is because you got to tap 4 for it. You guys know me about tapping 4. You hate to see it. So, you reduce the energy cost of this card by 1 for each battle card with 15k power in your drop area. Okay, well, times are not that tough. Like, most cards are 15k. If you're playing Majin Vegeta, every card is 15k, bro. Trunks is 15k, Vegeta's 15k. Don't get me wrong, they get pumps and they become like 25k, but on paper, they're fucking 15k. So when they go to the drop area, guess what happens? This guy becomes a 4-drop. Do you want to know what the permanent of this card is? Negate the skills of all other battle cards. People forget about this card. You tap, look, you tap 4, you're making a 40k double strike, you're pushing for game, and then guess what? When it's your opponent's turn, their battle cards don't mean shit. Don't mean shit. And, well, all other battle cards. So you get your double strike. You know what I mean? When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose all of your opponent's battle cards in energy and rest mode, ignoring barrier, and place them in their owner's drop area. So if they want to remove this card, it needs to be the first action of their turn, and whatever energy, whatever exhausting that needs to happen to pay for that effect, it's going to get deleted. So if they have to tap 1 to play a removal spell to get rid of this, that energy is bye-bye. So it's pretty cool to be able to hold your opponent hostage, right? And in a deck like Majin Vegeta, I mean, you do have some free negates. You have, obviously, the clone negate, and you have a leader that's 20k base, 25k base if you awaken correctly. So this is a pretty sweet secret rare. Again, not the greatest that I'm talking about, but it is something that negates a skill of all cards. It is something that, what's it called? And it's only $3. Pretty cool to talk about, right? Next is gonna be, shut up, fucking TCG player. This card's pretty sweet as well. Sin Shenron, only $31. It's yellow, but it's also treated as black. It's a 40k blocker. It's a 1 energy combo. And then for 1 energy at the end of a battle in which this card is using a combo from your hand, you can play it from your drop area. So for 2 energy, you can combo 10,000. And if you do, you choose any number of your opponent's leader cards, battle cards, and unison cards equal or less to their current energy, ignoring barrier, and rest them. So if you tap 2 to combo this 10,000, and they have 5 energy or 3 energy, you're going to tap 3 cards. You can just tap 3 energy. This is pretty sweet. So usually you're going to just do this. Oh, let me see. Battle card. Yeah, usually you're just going to use this to like tap their battle cards and like end their turn. This is a pretty cool card. 2 energy, $31, cheap in both ends, right? Let's see. Then you can tap 4, you can give it double strike and dual attack for the turn. I'm not super familiar with this card, but I saw it at 31 bucks, and my buddies are still. I saw Alex playing it recently, and I was like, that's pretty sweet, caught me off guard. Pretty good. This card even cheaper, 22 bucks. This one's actually one of the ones that's pretty broken. If you're playing a leader that has a unison, like I still think, for example, that like Yellow Turles is sick. It comes with a unison that's free in the deck, right? Or if you just play a deck that has a yellow unison for whatever reason, and you tap 4 to play this guy, he's gonna get Empower 3 for yellow or black. So you can play this in a yellow or a black leader. It's only $22. But when you do, you are playing a dual attacker that's also a blocker. Sick thing about this card is that the +1 is when your opponent attacks, you can switch this card to active mode. The -4 though is pretty sweet. Choose all your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO them. Switch them to rest mode, and this card gets 15k power and double strike for the turn. Oh shit, okay. So you're gonna be, let me see, 35, 40,000 double strike dual attacker that just removed everything from your opponent. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. And then when your opponent attacks again, you just +1 and switch this guy to active mode. It's pretty sweet. You got some defense, some offense, and it's a unison, so it has deflect and barrier. Nobody, again, another card that I don't think nobody played this card even when he got played. So you're playing this guy for 4. It comes in with 7 markers. That's pretty sweet. It comes in with 7 markers. You -4, take out 3 markers, and you wipe your opponent's board ignoring barrier. Yeah, everything in rest mode gets KO'd. Switch them to rest mode. Yep. Oh, you choose 2 of their opponent's cards to switch to rest mode. Oh, it's missing text. Sorry about that, guys. So not only does it nuke everything, but it's gonna tap 2 cards. Is it battle cards or anything? Any card. So if they have like 2 energy up to like try to protect themselves, you can just fucking rest that bitch. That's pretty sweet. Sorry, it was missing text. That's why I was fucking bugging out. This is pretty sweet. Tap 4. 40k double strike, dual attack, blow up their board, tap 2 energy. That's pretty sweet. Fuck. Rebelo needs to be talked about. It's 34 bucks at worst. She's like 3 negates in 1. Let's see. It's double strike, overwhelm 8 for 2. If this card will be removed, it gets taken out of the game instead. If you have 4 or more energy, when this card is played using Dark Overwhelm, you play up to 2 battle cards with different card names that are 6 and less, and Overwhelm from your warp. Auto choose 1 card in your battle area with the Overwhelm skill, place it in a drop area. When one of your opponent attacks, you negate the attack. So like I said, it's at worst, it's 2 negates, but like at best, you're playing 2 Overwhelm cards. This is sweet, because remember, I wonder how good Mystery, the new Messiah that came back is with this. But anyway, there's a lot of good Overwhelm cards, especially if you're playing the Kai deck that has been doing really good recently. I just saw one top, was it Nationals or was it fucking Worlds? I forgot. But that deck is sweet. You have a lot of good options in that deck to play, or any black deck, really. 2 energy, you get to play this guy that's fucking double strike 40k, and 2 overwhelms. That's not bad. Again, $34. For 20 bucks, you get Broly, the AOD Broly, the motherfucking OG, double strike, dual attack. If you remove a card that's cost of 7 or more, if it's removed by skill or KO'd, you can play this guy. When you play him, you drop your hand, but you get to play this guy for your hand for free. When he attacks, if your life is at 1, your opponent drops her entire hand, and it goes to the drop area. This is sweet if you like have a way to play him out. Like I remember Majin Vegeta would play the Boo Chain, play a 7-drop, and then like Belmod, take out the 7-drop, and then play this guy. This card is like over the top. It sounds incredibly hard to play him, but like if you have a good, like Corey from VSA, the motherfucking OG, was talking about a really good idea, playing like there's an arrival like 7-drop cell that you can play, and if you play that Imagine Vegeta, swing with him, and then like use Vegeta's effect to nuke the board, you can just play this guy on top of that. It's really sweet. Just remember to always have at least 1 card in hand, because you do have to drop a card in order to play him. So it's a free 40k, double strike, dual attack. So on that first attack, your opponent has to drop their entire hand. Probably the best hand control in the game, as far as like an effect, right? Let's see. Okay, so for $24, you can get Grade 8 Mass Saiyan, Primal Carnage. I'm gonna click on the $35 option because that one has an image, but there is a second edition version of this that's like, 25 bucks ish. This card's great, dude. It's sick as fuck. For 1 green energy, activate battle. You can just remove anything, ignoring barrier. This is fucking sweet. Shouts out to the motherfucking OG Pohan for playing this shit on fucking Worlds last year. Rest in peace, fucking injured of all. But this card is nasty. It makes your opponent not want to swing into green if they have 1 energy up. So if you have a mono green leader, this card's pretty good. And then, worst case scenario, you tap 5. It's a triple strike dual attacker. That's pretty good. But, removing a card, ignoring barrier, and KOing it. Again, I like cheap secret rares, and if you're big, you better be doing something crazy. But I like that this has the option of being a 1-drop defensive SCR or like a 5-drop offensive one. So you get a little bit of both worlds. I like the flexibility in that. That's my other option for $35. And if you want to go for free, $15.99. Free $99. Sell Xeno. How much energy is he? Fucking none. You get to turn 5. And you're playing like Majin Vegeta, or you're playing Trunks, and you have, I don't know, a Boo, like an 8-drop Boo on board, and any 4-drop in the game, because fucking yellow's full of them, or green, you can just play this guy for free. You bring out a quadruple striker for successor for free, successor. If you have 5 or more energy, when you play this card, choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand, place him in a drop area, and this guy gains quadruple strike and dual attack for the turn, bro. Nasty. If you're in yellow, back this up with fucking cooler, and you're set to go. What card do you guys like in here? Some of them I'm not obviously as familiar with, because I just haven't played them or owned them, like Rebelo, the Super Mira, the Shinra, but some of them I'm really familiar with. Like, this is one of my favorite cards. This is one of my favorite cards, period. I played this guy for a long time. Are there any secret rares that you guys like that are really cheap that you can go to the comment section and tell our friends about that may need some of this help, that may want to play some of these secret rares? Are there some that are really good? What's your version of cheap? Are some of the 21s too high? Like, do you think there's some that are 50 that are worth it? Like, some people would argue that, like the Radiant Saiyans cards, like those cards, the Wicked Saiyans, those guys are pretty good. What are they, 60, 70, but worth it for the effect? Are there some that you're thinking about? Put them in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and I hope this helps at least one of y'all. I'll see y'all next time.